All right, today for reading, you are going to analyze the text that we read. Analyze means look carefully and find evidence from the story that you can prove your thoughts. So it says, prove with evidence from the text that Michael's family was supportive and loving. What are some examples that showed Michael's family was supportive of him and loving of him? Right here, brothers. One example would be the brothers never were mad at him for his play or his actions during the game. They never got mad. That's showing love and support. His mom sitting in the kitchen listening to him, offering some wisdom, some ideas of ways that he could grow. Okay, so you also see evidence that they're loving and supporting because they hug a lot. Here's a picture of them hugging. Here's a picture of them sitting at the table talking. Another supportive and loving picture is the family gathered around the table. His mother coming in and praying over them at night. Another indication that he is in a loving, supportive family. So there's a lot of evidence that you could choose. Dad sitting next to him with his arm on him, giving him advice as well. So pick one or two of the ways that his family, his brothers, his mom, his dad show love and support, okay? So you would say the evidence, okay, the word evidence is right here, or in the story, Michael's family was supportive and loving when they, and then give some examples. And you can write all the way over here to the line here and write small and neat, giving me at least 2 examples of how his family was showed, okay? I need examples that showed that they were supportive and loving to him. Down below, I also need examples from the text that show Michael was both patient and determined. When did it show he was patient? Well, do you remember? He was determined and patient when he stopped going to the park with his brothers, and instead he stayed home and he practiced and he waited to grow. He never stopped believing. He never stopped praying. He never stopped wanting to reach his goals. Okay, so there is evidence here that he was both patient and determined. Once his dad told him that you don't have to be big to be successful, you just have to try your hardest, what was he determined to do that day? He was determined to go down to the park and show Mark he wasn't afraid of him anymore. So there's lots of examples that show he was both patient and determined. Right here, look at that face. Is he gonna back down to this big guy? He is absolutely not, because he is determined to show him that hard work pays off, okay, because he got the winning shot. So again, what was the evidence from the story? In the story, it showed that Michael was both patient and determined when, and then tell me some times, okay? All right. The second part of your reading today is the short story called Bad Mood, okay? This is a fiction passage, and you're going to read here the passage. And then it says, can you make a connection to this passage? How did Jimmy's mood change from the beginning to the end? So it's asking you 2 questions here. Answer, can you make a connection? Have you ever been in a bad mood? Okay. And how did Jimmy's mood change from the beginning of the story? So you have to read carefully and figure out what his mood was like at the beginning and what it was like at the end, and how did it change and what made it change? Probably some sort of change agent, wasn't there? So you will probably need to write on the back as well, giving me an explanation. So you have these 2 activities today for reading, okay? Both reading and writing. You'll do a great job, boys.